and sign up for the Rest Easy plan today.
Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
These have been tough times, and we could all use a helping hand to get through this period. GUT Credit Union gives you the opportunity to do just that without a worry. What are you looking forward to? A relaxing staycation? Brand new appliances or devices? Consolidating your debt to get more money in your pocket? Not a member? No worries. Come in and find out how you too can make the most of this offer. Or visit us today. Yes, you can have a brighter Christmas season with GUT Credit Union. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for today, Thursday, January 7th, 2021. I'm Beverly. Telesford. In the headlines, a massive boulder smashes into a Guava State home. World leaders express disappointment following violence in the U.S. Capitol, while local leaders says the sitting president needs to learn to accept defeat. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says he will contest the next general elections. Celebrations to mark Grenada's 47th anniversary of independence to be held virtually. And in today's GBN Health, medical doctor warns about the implications of excessive drug and alcohol use to relieve stress. Trellona Charles, tell us what's coming up in sports.
Tonight in sports, we join James Saunders at our sister station TV6 for some sporting highlights. And in around the globe, United States Congress reconvened after Capitol building takeover and severe flooding in Malaysia.
We'll have the details right after this message.
This is GBN, the nation's news leader. This segment is brought to you by Quartz Grenada Limited.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Quartz, bringing value home.
Good evening, this is GBN News at 7. News reached GBN at about 3 p.m. today of a boulder which smashed into a house at Guava State in St. John. Footage obtained via social media shows the partial remains of a house displaced from its foundation with debris scattered everywhere. As the video pans out into the road, a massive rock is seen settled in the road at the bottom of the house, standing taller than the roof of another house which it came to a halt next to. GBN's Joseph Kador is live on the scene at Guava State in St. John. We will join Kador at a later part in this newscast for an update on this situation. CARICOM added its collective voice to recent happenings in the United States. Chairman of the 15-member Caribbean Community CARICOM, Dr. Keith Rowley, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, says the regional body is deeply saddened and concerned at the unprecedented scenes that unfolded at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. during the certification of the votes of the presidential elections by the U.S. Congress. In Grenada, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said the U.S. president needs to accept defeat. Jared Joseph takes us through the latest developments in the U.S.
The U.S. Capitol locked down Wednesday with lawmakers inside as violent clashes broke out between supporters of President Donald Trump and police. During the unrest, 4 people were killed and over 50 arrested. The joint session to count votes was interrupted by protesters who stormed the Capitol, leading to a long delay. However, Congress certified Joe Biden as president-elect around 3:45 a.m. on Thursday. A bolstered group of law enforcement officers, which included reinforcements from the U.S. Marshals Service, the FBI, and other agencies, ejected protesters and allowed legislators to reconvene and count electoral votes. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell joined his regional colleagues in addressing the issue.
I am one who firmly believes that if you have to be a good leader, you have to be a good loser. That's my fundamental philosophy. I don't think, and I say this to my own members of my team. So I say that to everybody, and I say to my President of the United States, be a good loser. That to me, that's all I would say as an individual, and to wish the American people the best as they go forward. Because clearly, a stable and peaceful America is a good thing for Grenada and the rest of the world.
Grenadian attorney in the U.S., Denison George, says it is a frightening development as deficiencies were exposed in the democratic system, a situation which was championed by President Donald Trump.
It sends a terrible, terrible, terrible message to the world. And it's a message that I don't think it might take centuries, maybe decades, to recover from.
He says it was a dark day in the U.S. with the Confederate flag being flown in the Capitol.
Not only that, they erected a noose to symbolize lynching, and they stormed the Capitol. They made their point. So many of the racist group, the Proud Boys, the Ku Klux Klan, they were all there yesterday to send a message to the world that they owned America.
George notes the leniency shown by the police was unlike the strong-handed approach during the Black Lives Matter march. He believes if the roles were reversed, there would be thousands of African Americans dead or arrested. He is, however, optimistic that a Democratic-led Senate will bode well for the Black or Caribbean community.
You know, I'm hoping that the Biden presidency would be more favorable to the Caribbean countries in terms of aid, in terms of immigration. And, Trump didn't give a damn about the Caribbean. It was America first.
George says President-elect Joe Biden must now set a tone for the country of racial harmony and lead by appointing a balanced cabinet, among others. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell isn't going anywhere anytime soon. After repeating on several occasions his plans to bow out of frontline politics, he proudly told members of the media on Thursday that he will be around for a while. GBN's Chrislina John was the one who quizzed the Prime Minister on this issue.
With the Prime Minister's political career spanning over 3 decades, many are of the view that he will exit his seat sooner rather than later. Past statements made by the Prime Minister himself said so.
It is an open secret that we are approaching an election period here at home. This season must not be just about who will win the next election, but what sort of future we are determined to shape. For a nation to remain viable, it must find creative ways to regenerate its spirit, to refresh its leadership, and to inspire the youth sooner than later to take up their rightful places. This is why I've already indicated that this upcoming election campaign will likely be the last one in which I participate. The process of transitioning to new leadership has therefore begun.
Speculations fly as to whom he will hand over leadership of the country to if this was to take place. Well, a response was provided by the Prime Minister when the question was thrown at him by one member of the media on Thursday.
The decision has been made. I would have preferred not to have. I think they are rational based on my own colleagues' views and general perception, and this might be the right time after the next election to hand over the reins to someone. So it looks likely, highly likely, that I will certainly run, unless, of course, I have some health issues or physical problems.
To reinforce his stance, the PM jokingly expressed his physique.
And I'm sure you recognize that I don't look too badly. So maybe better than someone to see me go out and call me old. I know I look better and able to do some things better than some of them who look much younger than I am. So
Can you elaborate, Mr. Prime Minister?
Elaborate on what, Mikey? And what I can do better than others? No go there.
The Grenadian leader has been Prime Minister since 2013, previously served as Prime Minister from 1995 to 2008. Dr. Mitchell is the longest-serving Prime Minister Grenada has ever had, holding the office for almost 19 years. Christina John, GBN News.
Opposition leader Tobias Clement has joined the line of skeptics to government's explanation on the financing of the repurchase of WRB shares in Grenlec. Clement is calling on government to come clean, as he says the money they claim came from the country's 2020 capital budget was insufficient. Details in this report.
The money does not add up. That's a statement made by opposition leader and MP for St. George's North East Tobias Clement after his threat on Wednesday to take legal action against government over the handling of the repurchase of WRB shares in Grenlec. In a press briefing on Wednesday, Clement says after rigorously examining and investigating Grenada's 2020 budget under its provisional estimate and capital project, he is yet to see where government accumulated the $63 million to purchase Grenlec shares from WRB. He said if government truly acquired the finance from savings of the country's 2020 capital budget, there would be a $70 to $80 million shortfall.
Capital budget book says that the monies that was allocated, but it's not really money, that is what you hope to spend. $225.3 million. The actual provisional for 2020 was $122.1 million. That is what they said that they would spend in the capital project. So it means, therefore, what you are left with is $102.2 million. But if you bought Grenlec for $63 million or 70-something million, if it's $63 million is $170 million EC. 102.2 is not 170, so we still shortfall by approximately $70 to $80 million. What you actually spend was 122.1. So it means maybe if you have it, you could save 102.2. So the money that was saved from capital project is not enough by $70 million to purchase. It's just a simple math. It's not enough. So the question is, I ask, where did they really get the money from?
According to the opposition leader, the only way he believes government can obtain such money is through the Citizen by Investment Program Transformation Fund. He is calling for government to clear the air on the matter.
How much you pay for it, what monies is outstanding, how much is a lot that we do not know. I mean, I do not even know if the transaction is yet complete, or if we have certain time to pay it, or if where we got it, if they took all the money from anywhere within the allocation of government, then they would have to put it back in a certain time. But we're not getting, and what I am asking for clarity. The country and the population, it doesn't matter who you are. The country now is thirsting for information surrounding the purchase of the share from WRB by the government.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, during a special interview with the media on Thursday, said his administration did nothing wrong in purchasing Grenlec shares from WRB.
It's unfortunate that the opposition, not even attempting to ask a question of those in authority, will talk about illegal acts. clearly doesn't understand what an illegal act is, and we will certainly be showing him that. I hope he shows up on Tuesday and be informed accordingly as to the correctness of the legality and the beneficial aspect of that particular acquisition, which we have negated, was certainly in the best interests of.
Prime Minister Mitchell says Grenadians should be grateful for government's decision to repurchase Grenlick.
This is News at 7. Coming up, we join GBN's Joseph Kador for a live update from Guava State, where a massive boulder smashed into a house. And like most things gone virtually due to COVID-19, so too will independence celebrations this year. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain: you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bruv.
Hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see you. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Shareholders of Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited are advised that the annual meeting scheduled for Thursday, January 14th, 2021 at 4:45 p.m. will now be held via the Zoom meeting platform only. Please use the meeting details provided in the annual report, scan the code on your screen, or visit the bank's website www.grenadacoopbank.com to access the meeting on January 14th, 2021. All other information related to the annual shareholders meeting remains unchanged.
Welcome home.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain: you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Welcome back to News at 7. As mentioned earlier, a massive boulder smashed into a house in Guava State earlier today. We now have live online Joseph Kador, who brings us up to speed with what transpired.
Well, Sherry, what I can tell you right now, it has become a salvaging process. Literally, as it is right now, the community has in fact responded to the call for help. I spoke with the occupant of the house, a 35-year-old Donella Thomas, and she's broken, shattered, and literally counting her blessings. I was up on the scene, Sherry, and literally the house has been decimated. I mean, we've seen the signs of the boulder, and I mean, from all accounts, folks are saying, listen, we are grateful that no one was at home. So as I said, it's a rented property. She lives there with her two kids, one 13 and the other one 11, along with her fiance. One of the highlights, though, being up here, the folks are being great there, counting the blessings that there was no fatality. And I think, I mean, that is the one good takeaway from it. I mean, literally, it's interesting enough, in the midst of everything, while they were salvaging, they actually found a lamp. It was whole, and she sort of smiled, you know, and as though to suggest, in the midst of everything, all is not lost. For her, it's about starting over as it is. I can tell you that, speaking with her, the kids, they are safe. They will be with their grandparents for the night. But for her, counting her blessings, the intention is tomorrow, come start all over. One of the highlights, Sherry, that was really, really touching, because there was an outpouring of support. The family came together. But just before you called, one of the elders in the village literally called a prayer. And it's the sort of thing that literally touches you on the inside, that in the midst of adversity, you know, individuals, they always look to somebody for help, for support, and the community, they were here. It was literally a rallying cry saying, difficult times, dark times, but the fact that if you put your trust in Jesus, there are better days ahead. So, Sherry, that's what it is. As I said, for her, it's all about tomorrow. She's grateful. She's alive. Her two kids are okay. Fiance is okay. And it's just about her trying to salvage, put the pieces together. And question is, as I said, it was a close one, a close encounter of a different kind. But with a good ending in that, no one was injured, no fatality at all.
Thank you, Joseph. The Ministry of Health announces that Grenada has recorded 1 new case of COVID-19, bringing our current total of active cases to 4. The new case is imported, a 48-year-old female who arrived in Grenada from the United States and proceeded directly to quarantine, where she was later diagnosed. Of the 4 current active cases, 2 are locals who are connected to previously diagnosed cases on island, and 2 are imported. All positive cases and their contacts are in quarantine. In the last week, health officials have been able to clear most of the previously diagnosed cases connected to the cluster. Nevertheless, aggressive testing continues on both travelers and locals who have been identified as contacts or who have reported any type of symptoms similar to those of COVID-19. Independence Day is exactly 1 month away, but with the onslaught of the COVID-19 pandemic, celebrations will not be the same this year. On Thursday, the National Celebrations Committee unveiled the logo and theme for this year's celebration and the plans to celebrate the country's 47th anniversary of independence. The annual Independence Day celebration is the latest calendar event to be altered due to the COVID-19 pandemic. During a press conference by the National Celebrations Committee Thursday, Chair of the committee, John Williams, unveiled the timeline of events.
We will be kicking off with a number of our sporting events. The female football tournament has been planned along with a secondary school under 15 cricket tournament. On the 31st, we had planned for our on the 31st for our 47th anniversary of Independence National Economical Service. So we're looking at the 31st, Sunday the 31st, and also the 7th of February for the services. On February the 1st to the 6th, we are looking at our parish beautification. We have not moved away from that. And what we are doing for this year, we are asking parishes and constituencies to do something in line with what we have done in previous years. National Colors Day, well, we need something to make us all very happy and jolly. So that is on.
Concerning the most anticipated annual Independence Day parade, Williams said so far plans are still in the talking stage with the Royal Grenada Police Force for what may be a virtual parade, as it will be difficult to pull off while enforcing the COVID-19 regulations.
But we've been speaking with police in terms of how we're going to carry out and execute this particular event. Plans are being made. We are not able to say exactly how many contingents, what's going to take place, but police are working on that, and I've spoken to the officers involved, and as we get nearer to the time, we would be able to share with you exactly what is going to be taking place. But that also will be on a virtual platform, so no, we will not be having any spectators at the stadium.
Minister for Culture Leolan Bain Horsford revealed the theme for this year's celebration.
So, the theme is rebuilding together a safer, more resilient nation in these challenging times. And I believe it's quite fitting because we are coming together to rebuild. Grenada we have always been a resilient nation, and these times are very challenging. So the composition of the theme is very relevant and very fitting for this time around.
The Celebrations Committee is asking members of the public to work together towards the beautification of communities on Independence Week. National Colors Day will be celebrated on Friday, February 5th, 2021. In today's GBN Health, we hear from Dr. Sonia Nixon, who will be speaking on the use of drug and alcohol as a means of relieving stress. She speaks of how both substances can cause huge medical problems. Details in this report.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or eats, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Brandon, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
For the year 2021, Dr. Sonia Nixon is calling on Grenadians to make decisions that will eventually lead to their safety and well-being. Nixon, who was a guest on GBN's Doctor on Call, says while she understands that some people will be experiencing anxiety and stress due to some of the restrictions placed on our freedom of movement as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, it is not the time to make reckless decisions that will endanger their lives and that of others. She is calling on young people to be mindful of alcohol and drug use.
Tobacco is very, very addictive. Okay, alcohol is addictive. Okay, you get dependent on it. You develop dependence, and you have to have it. But those are also things that are going to affect the other things we're trying to work with. The chronic diseases we're trying to avoid. Right? My favorite sentence, and I saw it commented about tobacco. Tobacco kills 50% of the people who use it or contribute to their death. It may not kill you directly, but it contributes. But guess what? That's the people who use it. But remember, the people who do secondary and tertiary smoke.
The doctor explained some of the medical implications that will be caused by excess consumption of tobacco and alcohol.
Also, we're seeing that our young women who smoke have a greater risk of developing breast cancer, right? Prostate cancer in our men. All of those things come with tobacco. But alcohol is also now being manifested as a risk factor for cancers. Okay, so we're really in trouble. And while I understand, take a drink to keep you calm and stuff, be careful of that addictive tendency that alcohol has and the addictive tendency that tobacco has.
She is encouraging young people to eat healthier and exercise more as a means of releasing stress. For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trellona Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Complaints of the Ministry of Health's COVID hotline being inaccessible were addressed by the Minister of Health, Nicholas Steele, during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing.
It is not that people aren't answering calls. Most definitely not. The ministry's senior personnel as well have been constantly answering calls. It is the level and the quantity of calls that we constantly have to keep upping the amount, and to now have some sort of screening process.
As always, our online viewers were quick to add to the conversation. Nigel said that's not a hotline, it's a freezing line. Nobody answers when you call. Nikesha commented, Mr. Steele, the digital number is not working, and when someone answers the flow number and you ask if this is the COVID hotline, the response is, not really, but I can help you. Another viewer suggested, forward the calls to some person's homes who are not working and provide jobs for them. We are in this together. And this person commented, this hotline issue is so easy to deal with. Why are senior technical staff like the chief medical officer answering the hotline? Train and use junior staff to take the calls and document complaints and direct these complaints where needed. That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. As always, if you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
And now for tonight's GBN ISAW.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Tonight's ISAW is a tribute to one fallen member of the Royal Grenada Police Force. The RGPF flag, which is hoisted from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, has been lowered mid-pole today in tribute to a fallen soldier, Police Constable number 487 Neil Julian, who was attached to the Grenville Traffic Department. Our condolences to the friends and family of Officer Julian. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Here's where we take a break, but still ahead, the Grenada Union of Teachers and the Ministry of Education to review upward and onward strategy within schools. Stay with us.
Do you want
Want to win loads of prizes this Christmas with BIP? Join our Spin to Win promotion to win exciting prizes daily. Here's how. Go to the Discover section of the BIP app. Search for the Spin to Win channel and click follow. Once you have followed the channel, click the Spin Now button, choose your device type, select your country, and wait for the wheel to start spinning. Be quick. When your wheel lands on the correct prize of the day, screenshot the prize and send your screenshot to the Spin to Win chat to enter the promotion. Click the Daily Updates button to get updates on the prize you are required to spin for each day, and also to know if you are the lucky winner of the day.
A Merry Christmas, spin and win with Bib.
Food is fundamental, and at Caribbean Agro Industries Limited, we source premium quality wheat and other ingredients, so you get the best results in the kitchen, bakeries and farms. For over 35 years, we've supplied Grenada with the finest flour and animal feed. The tastiest cakes, pastries or breads are baked with the region's finest flour. Buy the products you've trusted for all these years. Baker's Pride, Supreme and Sunshine Flour. Get the best of your farm animals with our master mixed feed brands. Support local. Buy products that are made in Grenada. Call us on 440-2954 or visit us at Mount Gay St. George or check our Facebook page. Caribbean Agro Industries Limited, a subsidiary of ADM. Unlocking nature, enriching life. The Country Club store wishes to advise the general public and its customers that the company will be temporarily closed on Tuesday, January 12th, to facilitate an important general staff meeting. The wholesale office and mini-mart will resume operations at 8 a.m. and 7 a.m. respectively on Wednesday, January 13th. Island-wide sales via the trucks and vans will resume as per normal on Wednesday, January 13th. The Country Club store apologizes for any inconvenience that this temporary closure may cause and thank the general public and its customers for their cooperation and understanding. It's new, innovative and classy, and a cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with Tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with Tropical. Can't wait. No packets too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with Tropical. No packets too big, too small. Just ship with Tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
How going on, boy? Hey, good old things. Hey, easy. Yeah. Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service. Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy. Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Welcome back. Residents of the Limes, Grandin, and St. George will soon take a breath of fresh air as the mountain of rubbish accumulated for months will soon be out of sight. One young man is willing to volunteer his time towards cleaning up the mound of garbage collected by one mentally challenged resident of the Limes, St. George. J.B. Bishop says as a young person he was moved, realizing the effect this can have on people's health. He is hoping that others can join him in the cleanup or contribute anything towards the cause.
Tonight, while I was going through Facebook, I saw a video with this guy that needed a little assistance in cleaning because the people around, they've been complaining, with the scent and the affecting everybody. So I decided, well, I would love to volunteer myself in helping clean up the area because I noticed it's been a challenge for the people and at home doing my own thing. So I decided I could volunteer myself. The assistance I would like is if anybody have any gloves, bag, anybody willing to help, come out and volunteer their time also. I'm glad for that.
Minister for Health and Parliamentary Representative for the area, Nicholas Steele, promised in 1 week's time something will be done. Speaking to the minister earlier today, he welcomed Jamie's willingness and says he too will assist with additional workmen and equipment to have the rubbish removed. This is expected to take place this weekend. The Grenada Union of Teachers and the Ministry of Education may have to look back on the strategy of upward and onward within schools. GUT President Marvin Andel says it is no secret that the closure of schools due to the pandemic, learning gaps have been created, which resulted in some students getting left behind. Andel admits that there is a challenge for teachers to cover an entire syllabus during this time when COVID-19 has disrupted the entire education system.
It is a challenge to cover the scope of work within the specific time. Because to deliver a year's content may take more than a year. And we may have to have a discussion on the issue of social promotion. Whereas because you've reached the end of the year, you go to a new grade, in this time may have to be reconsidered. The fact that you've spent a year in a particular grade that you move on may not be the best thing, because at this point you may not have covered the amount of instructions that is required at that level. So it is a conversation that needs to be held, and we have to examine what options can be created.
Andel, a teacher by profession, explains that the goal is to ensure that all students succeed, even if it requires students to repeat classes. He spoke of other ways in which the learning gaps can be closed.
The basics, the holiday triage, the reading, the writing, the arithmetic, must be strengthened, because if a child becomes a good reader early, a lot of the learning they can do on their own, because they are now become independent to some extent, and the other content areas can be covered. That is one thing that can be done. Looking at pushing back dates for terminal exams, giving children more time to cover the course of work is something that can also be considered. But we need to really engage collectively on a strategy that can enable the learning gaps to be bridged.
The GUT president was speaking on GBN's To The Point program. Stay with us. The weather and sports are up next.
Hey, man. Well, man, that's you making us that trip. Why doing all this more? Things tight since COVID, And Christmas coming, the toys to build, and my house and my car to repair, and the wife go on chill with and what you want me to do? I'm expected to do all that with more. Well, what you want me to do? Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giving away, and the interest rate low. And listen to me, I try them orders and them never look good. Who they want them on? Well, watch, like you have more than your ears. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you. You know what? I'll get them a little try. Listen. Where you going on this mud? You don't need it. Leave the mud, man. When you go down there, the rate's low. Low.
Are
you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Shareholders of Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited are advised that the annual meeting scheduled for Thursday, January 14th, 2021 at 4:45 p.m. will now be held via the Zoom meeting platform only. Please use the meeting details provided in the annual report, scan the code on your screen, or visit the bank's website www.grenadacoopbank.com to access the meeting on January 14th, 2021. All other information related to the annual shareholders meeting remains unchanged.
Welcome home.
We now join TV6's Sigoni Mohammed for our regional weather outlook.
Let's take a look at what happened across the islands over the last couple of hours, because we definitely got some wet weather in our forecast, and you would have seen videos like this coming up on social media from San Fernando and South Central Trinidad. We got a lot of localized flooding activity, and all of this happened because we had a bit of moisture and instability in the atmosphere. Now into overnight, we're starting to see some settling down in our forecast. However, just over midnight, we can expect another surge of rain showers activity and the possibility of isolated thunderstorms, which is what brought in that localized flooding and the gusty winds earlier today, just after midday in fact. And we could see some gusty winds taking us through the rest of this evening into the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow. Now, it's not just Trinidad and Tobago being impacted by this bit of low-level troughing and that southeasterly wind flow that's advecting moisture into our direction, but it's parts of Guyana, of the Guianas, that is, Venezuela, and even into Grenada this evening, getting a lot of wet weather, even as far as Barbados. Now, tonight for us, we know it's going to be relatively cloudy out there, quite cool as well, with temperatures dropping to 22 and 23 degrees Celsius across Trinidad and Tobago, respectively. Now, to tomorrow's outlook, what we're noticing is that between sunrise and sunset, it's going to be the same kind of plate dished out for you where the weather is concerned. The only difference here is that we'll get just a little bit more sunshine in our forecast, and that's going to help to dry things out just a little bit. But as the day goes on, more wet weather is expected. So we still have a significant amount of moisture and instability across the windwards and the southeastern quadrant of the Eastern Caribbean island chain. Again, not just us experiencing this weather, but for the majority of the eastern islands, we'll be getting that wet weather taking us well into Friday, and we're still seeing some sunshine in our forecast. In the mix here as well, we have Saharan dust pulsing very much into the central and western parts of the Caribbean. Now, into our forecast in particular, what we'll notice is that it's still quite cloudy out there with a mixture of sunshine and cloudiness throughout the daytime period. Early morning showery activity will settle down somewhat by midday, and we'll get get that sunshine warming things up, giving us our high temperatures of 30 degrees Celsius in Trinidad. Tobago coming in at a comfortable yet cool 29 degrees Celsius. And as the day progresses, well, you can expect those showers and isolated thunderstorms to pick up yet again across western and northern parts of Trinidad, more so than Tobago. And where that is happening, you want to look out for the gusty winds and the possibility of localized street or flash flooding occurring in those heavy downpours, which could last just over 15 minutes or so. So exercise caution when you're commuting and conducting your daily activities. Look out for any rising water levels when you're doing so. And please make sure and stay nice and warm if you're in an office or you're at home. Just bundle up as the days progress because it's still quite cool out there.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight generally fair and windy. Tonight's minimum temperature 23.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open water. A marine advisory remains in effect. Tides would be high at 11 p.m. and low at 4:15 a.m. Weather for Friday, January 8th, generally fair and windy with the occasional partly cloudy spells, increasing in cloudiness overnight with light to moderate showers. Weather for Saturday, January 9th, partly cloudy and windy with light to moderate morning showers, improving by evening. And weather for Sunday, January 10th, generally fair and windy with brief overnight showers.
Good evening, sporting fans. I'm Trellona Charles. The Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics played with a heavy heart on Wednesday after seeing the U.S. Capitol stormed by hundreds of supporters of outgoing President Donald Trump. The riot came a day after prosecutors declined to bring charges against the police officer who shot Jacob Blake. The incident in August caused the NBA to postpone games in protest. Celtics won the match 107 to 105. We now go to James Saunders for more sporting news.
Well, he is the forgotten man, and now TNT all-rounder Imran Khan is asking, what more should he do to make the West Indies team? Well, Khan's question comes after he was overlooked by selectors for the tour of Bangladesh later this month. His countryman, Jason Mohammed, will lead a depleted regional team after several big names pulled out of the tour due to COVID-19 concerns. Khan, however, insists that he will not let his latest snub perturb him.
Yeah, it's a bit disheartening, it's a bit, sad to the fact that, I'm being consistent for the past 10 years and, that, it's really like a B team going and, I'm being overlooked at knowing that I don't have any leg spinners on the team as well. And not to say anything about fitness because I think I reached the fitness level they asked for. So I really wish I could know why, but, at the end of the day, it's out of my hands and the most I could do is just keep performing and keep knocking on the doors.
We will hear more from Imran Khan later on. All right, on the home front, local batsman Isaiah Raja, well, he's hoping that his improved bowling could give him a better chance to be part of the Red Force team. Well, that's in this year's first-class season. The 27-year-old has only played 12 matches for his country, scoring 517 runs while taking no wickets. This year, he hopes that will change.
Trinidad and Tobago cricketer Isaiah Raja has been putting in a lot of effort as preparations continue for the new regional Super 50 and 40 season. Should Raja be selected on the limited over side, it's going to be a joyous moment for the 27-year-old left-hander.
Yeah, I'll be very, very pleased about it. I've been putting in a lot of work in the off-season. I think it's very ideal for me to, always be able to back myself and my ability. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of work in the off-season, so I think it's just to come out there in the middle and just showcase my talent and make sure that it works for me.
Raja is working on his leg spin as well, with the hope of becoming an all-rounder. So far, he's had some spells during practice matches.
Oh yeah, well, in my bowling aspect, I've been doing a lot of spot bowling. I've been really much paying attention to it because I think it's a very keen aspect in being all rounder, especially to always help in your team in the both batting and bowling department. And I think always being able to contribute, to the team in both aspects is very vital and very important.
Raja has played more 4-day cricket than List A cricket for Team Red Force. So should he be selected for both formats, he feels he can adjust from the limited overs version to first-class cricket.
Yeah, I mean, it's the transition in from 50 over to 40 is a big one, and I think just carrying on that form from the 50 over into the 40, I think is very important for a player as myself. I think being a batsman, a top order batsman, I think setting a foundation both in 50 over and 40 cricket is very important, and just coming back into the middle and seeing if I get some overs to bowl, I think is very, very important as well.
Raja is keeping his goals very simple for the season, saying his main aim is to back his ability and do his best. Vinod Narwani, TV6 Sport.
All right, take a seat. Test cricket is here, and New Zealand, well, they are the top-ranked team in Test cricket for the first time ever. Well, that follows their big win over Pakistan in the second Test in Christchurch by an innings and 176 runs, and that helped them sweep the series 2-0. Pakistan was shut out for 186 in their second innings after resuming on 8 for 1, and with Kyle Jamieson taking 6 wickets. We've got the action from Hagley Park.
Pakistan resumed day 4 of the Christchurch Test against New Zealand on 8 for 1 in their second innings, still 354 runs behind. Night watchman Mohammad Abbas was caught behind of the bowling of Trent Boult for 3. Kyle Jamieson was lethal with the ball. Here he removed Abid Ali for 26. Azhar Ali and Haris Sohail came together and put on a stand of 33 runs.
Good shot on drive. No real need to chase that down, you wouldn't think. That'll hit the rope.
Jamieson had Sohail caught behind for 15. Jamieson and BJ Watling again combined to remove Azhar Ali for 37, 88 for 5. Mohammad Rizwan was bowled by Jamieson for 10. Wickets kept falling and the inevitable was around the corner. Captain Kane Williamson joined the party and took a wicket with his part-time spin. Jamieson finished with 6 and Boult grabbed 3 as Pakistan was shot out for 186. New Zealand won by an innings and 176 runs to take top spot. Vinod Narwani, TV6 Sport.
Tonight we take a probe around the globe to see what's happening. The United States Congress has reconvened after it was thrown into chaos as pro-Trump supporters stormed the Capitol building at the behest of the president. Legislators were meeting to confirm incoming President Joe Biden's win when protesters fought police. One woman was reportedly shot and died. Trump eventually told his supporters to go home, but repeated baseless claims about winning the presidential election by a landslide. Al Jazeera's Patty Culhane reports from Washington, D.C.
The U.S. Capitol building under siege. Thousands of President Donald Trump's followers surrounded the building and burst in. The result, a remarkable scene of lawmakers fleeing and the police seemingly overwhelmed. Social media filled with pictures of Trump's followers and offices in the chambers, running free in what is supposed to be one of the most protected buildings in the country. It started as U.S. President Donald Trump called his supporters to protest what he falsely claimed was a stolen election, riling them up with inflammatory words and misinformation.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
As a joint session of Congress met to certify the election, the president's followers heeded his words and descended on the Capitol. Chaos followed. Tear gas and flashbangs to try and push them back from the front of the Capitol. Others moved to the back, quickly pushing through a line of police, many entering the building. Congress was dismissed and its members fled. At one point, reports of an armed standoff. At least one protester was shot and killed, several officers injured. The incoming president responded.
This is not dissent. It's disorder. It's chaos. It borders on sedition. And it must end now. I call on this mob to pull back and allow the work of democracy to go forward.
He demanded the president tell his supporters to go home, and Trump did, but continued to repeat his lies.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it.
As night fell on the U.S. Capitol, the National Guard, the police, they tried to regain control of the building. In the morning, it'll bring fresh questions about exactly how this happened and whether there'll be any repercussions for the people whose words led to this unbelievable action. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera at the U.S. Capitol.
At least 3 people have been killed in severe flooding in Malaysia. It has left more than 30,000 sheltering in relief centers after thousands of homes were overcome across 6 states. The heavy monsoon rain also destroyed crops. The floods caused by the northeast monsoon, which usually runs from November to February, are an annual occurrence, although their severity varies from year to year. Al Jazeera's Florence Louis reports from Johor State, Malaysia.
A bird's eye view of this palm oil plantation would normally reveal a vast field of green. Instead, it looks like a muddy river. Swathes of Malaysia, including Johor State, are covered in floodwaters after the heavy rains that began last weekend. Some villages, like Puchor village, are still cut off, reachable only by boat. People here say they barely had time to get away from the rising waters.
We managed to take our important documents and some clothes. Not much else. The water rose so quickly, we had to get out fast.
They've also lost their only supply of clean water after floodwaters contaminated the well. Across the country, tens of thousands of people have been evacuated, living in schools and community centres.
That's it for tonight's probe around the globe. Stay tuned as Beverly gives you a reminder of tonight's top stories.
Recapping the headlines, a massive boulder smashes into a Guava State home. World leaders express disappointment following violence in the U.S. Capitol, while local leaders says the sitting president needs to learn to accept defeat. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says he will contest the next general elections. Celebrations to mark Grenada's 47th anniversary of independence to be held virtually. And in today's GBN Health, a medical doctor warned about the implications of using excessive drug and alcohol to relieve stress. In sports, Boston Celtics triumphs 107 to Miami Heat's 105 following a game played with a heavy heart after watching U.S. debacle at Capitol Hill. And in around the globe, United States Congress reconvened after Capitol building takeover and severe flooding in Malaysia. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's news. Good night.